Today we're going to talk about common Greek and Latin affixes and roots. Okay, so we are going to first have to know that understanding Greek and Latin word parts is going to help you learn the meanings of unfamiliar words that you might come across in your reading. Okay, so these first two word parts, odd and fac, are Latin word parts. The root odd means to hear or listen. The root fac means to make or do. Okay, so an example of odd would be audio. Okay, to hear or listen, audio. Fac, an example would be factory. Okay, to make or to do. Now the next two, therm and meter, these are Greek word parts. The root therm means heat, like in thermal. Okay? Meter indicates a unit of measure, like centimeter. Okay? I have a sentence. Let's read it. The thermostat in the auditorium is broken, so musical theater classes have been moved to the cafeteria where it is warmer. Okay, we are going to look at a few words in this sentence. Okay, I am not sure, play along with me, what the word thermostat and auditorium mean. Okay, so I'm going to underline these words. These are the words that I came across in this sentence that I'm not sure what they mean. So the first word, thermostat, I see the word part therm. See it there? And that means heat. Therm means heat. So the sentence says that classes have been moved to the cafeteria because it is warmer there. So maybe a thermostat is a way to change the temperature in a room. Does this meaning of thermostat make sense in the sentence? It does, doesn't it? If you couldn't change the temperature in a room, it would probably get really cold in the winter, especially in Michigan. Okay? In the second word, auditorium, I see the word part odd at the beginning. And that means to listen or to hear. And the sentence says that musical theater classes take place in the auditorium. So maybe an auditorium would be a place to hear performances. And this meaning of auditorium makes sense in the sentence. We're going to read, what will the future be like? Have you ever wondered what it will be like to live in the future? Perhaps by then the thermal energy produced by a factory in a day will create enough power to sustain a city for a week. Computers only as big as a centimeter will be manufactured for our homes and customized to respond to audio commands. Thermometers will measure not only your temperature but also your mood. My simple hope is that all the loud trucks and buses that drive past my window at night will run silently by then and be barely audible above the noises of the birds. What do you hope for in the future? Okay, you will see a 4-square map on the bottom of this projectable. And we're going to work to identify the works with Greek and Latin word parts from the passage. Okay, so we are just going to group the words according to what Greek or Latin word part they contain. So we have thermal, and I see thermometers also has therm in the beginning. So I would put those in one box. In another box, I might put audio and audible because they both have odd. Okay. And then centimeter and thermometer. Okay, see meter at the end there too. This thermometer has two word parts that we are looking at. So those two would go together. And then manufactured and factory would go in the fac word part square. Okay, now it's your turn to practice. Page 327 in your reader's notebook is going to have you think about these words in the box that have a part that comes from Greek or Latin. It gives you the meanings, and you are going to write the correct word from the box to complete each sentence. So let's look at our words. Thermometer, thermal, barometer, chronometer, audible, audience, manufacturer, and factory. So let's do the first one. When the concert ended, the orchestra stood and bowed to the... Which word makes this sentence complete? Right, you see audience here? Audience is the word I would write on the line. Okay, so work through the rest of these sentences, choosing a word from the box that has a Greek or Latin word part.